Bonus show today. I'll bet you're surprised to see me today. But here I am. So we are going to get started here with a surprise show today. So give me just a second here to get up in front of me and we will get started here. Surprise! How are you guys? Welcome to the surprise episode today. It is Saturday and I was inspired to do a show today because I was going to make this beautiful dinner anyway, and I thought, well dang, I should show you guys, bring you along, because I went to the farmer's market this morning and the things are so beautiful that I just had to show you guys. I mean, like, look, another epically gorgeous, I mean, look at this, fresh dill. This is organic fresh dill, and it was $2 for all this dill. I mean, are you kidding me? So today we are going to be making roasted salmon tacos, and we are going to get started here. I'm going to get started with the slaw that we're going to put on our roasted salmon tacos. I went to see Kat Jones at Ventura Fresh Fish in the harbor at the docks. I called her because she inspired this recipe with her pictures of salmon, because salmon season just opened. So I was ready to go get some salmon from her, fresh, and I texted her this morning and she was already out by 8:30. She was out of salmon. So got to get there quick. But she will have a lot more salmon, fresh salmon, next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So always check with her first and see what she has. But she didn't have it, and I had all these yummy things, so I had to improvise and go get some salmon. But for you guys to make this, after you're inspired by watching me make this, you can go check Ventura Harbor, Ventura Fresh Fish, and get some salmon from Kat Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday next week. Fresh, fresh, fresh. So here we go. I have these beautiful heads of organic cabbage straight from the farmer's market this morning. Oh my gosh, the things are just beautiful. I mean, it's May, and the spring has sprung on the spring items. So I have my big mama knife, and I'm going to slice this as thin as I possibly can here, and make some yummy slaw to go in our salmon tacos that are going to be just delicious. And we are going to be using our taco mix, our homemade taco mix that we made the other day. Hey Megan, Annette, Nick, how are you? Janet, welcome. Surprise episode today because I went to the farmer's market and there were so many beautiful things. And we have fresh salmon, and we are going to do some roasted salmon tacos because this is really a quick and easy recipe. Now, I could have chopped this cabbage before you guys came on, but what fun would that be? See me try and harangue this knife and the cabbage and get it as thin as I can. Because whenever I make coleslaw, or I'm making it now, basically coleslaw for this, for the tacos, I like my cabbage really thin. So I could have broken out the mandolin, but I didn't. I'm doing it the old-fashioned way, just doing it with the knife. So here we go, almost down to the end here, and get enough chop for the end piece. I'm just going to cut the other way into a little thin slice here and get it in the bowl. Yummy, because we are not going to make this obviously till dinner time, so I'm not going to cook it for you guys yet. But there's our coleslaw, or cabbage sliced thin, about to be coleslaw. And then I'm going to put in here some fresh dill. I have some over here too. That's how much dill came in this bunch, just awesome. So I'm going to chop up some fresh dill. That between Kat Jones and the fresh, gorgeous dill, I was inspired. So I came home and I said, hey Gary, let's do a show at 3 o'clock, because I have some gorgeous things that we can make. Hey Sharon, Rachel, Janet, how are you guys? Our surprise episode today. I only went one day and missed you guys already, so here I am. And I have a shout out, I don't know if Tess is on, my dear friend Tess, my younger sister in love. She had a baby last night, so I'm so excited for her. It's so awesome. He's just beautiful. Baby boy is here and he is beautiful. So congratulations to her. And I would be delivering this dinner to her since she's in the hospital in LA, but I can't go in. At least they let her husband go in, because at one point along the way here they weren't going to let him. So I'm happy that he's there and the baby's here and everyone's healthy. So congratulations to you, Tess. Yay. Okay, so I'm putting the dill here in our slaw, and I'm going to chop here the cucumber. I like these little cucumbers, these Persian ones. So I'm going to chop this, I think just in little circles, and we're going to chop this in some little circles. Whoops, our little circles are getting away from me here. Hey Jennifer, how are you? Yes, salmon tacos is what I'm making. So right now I'm making slaw, and I'm just chopping up this one Persian cucumber here, very thin. Of course, I could have broken out the mandolin for this too, but I didn't. So we're just going to chop it up here. Yum! They're so cute. Our little circles are going to look so cute on our tacos when we get our tacos done. Oh my goodness. It's another beautiful day here at the beach today. And I don't know, I think we're allowed to go to the beach. I think the rules are if you keep moving, like you're walking or surfing, or you're allowed to be there, but I don't know. People around here in charge keep changing their minds. So now I'm going to put in about probably 3 tablespoons of, it says a quarter cup, so 3-4 tablespoons of good white wine vinegar. What I have in my pantry is this white balsamic, so I'm using it because that's what I have. So put some vinegar on this, and then I'm going to put some salt and pepper, fresh ground, and let this sit. You always make the slaw, I don't know, at least an hour before you're going to eat it. We're not going to eat this for a few hours, so I'll put it back in the fridge and let it get softened up and marinate. Hey Gwen, how are you? Surprise bonus episode today. We are making roasted salmon tacos. So I've got the fresh organic. This is inspired by a trip to the farmer's market today. So salt and pepper on there. And then I will toss this. Of course I didn't bring anything to toss it with, so let's get out something to toss it with. Hey Destiny, how are you, girl? My last winner on the 30th. Winner. Okay, oh my gosh, it smells so good. I'm going to throw a little green onion in this too, and just get the vinegar mixed around there. So this is going to go back in the fridge and soften up until dinner time. But oh my gosh, that fresh dill, are you kidding me? Yum! So hold on, bear with me here. We're going to slice a little green onion to go in there. What are some of your favorite shelter-in-place recipes that you've made? Either mine or someone else's. I have so many that have turned out to be so yummy. Those cherry chocolate chip cookies, oh, let me tell you, there's something you've never tried that is awesome. Hey Mickey, how are you, dear? We're making roasted salmon tacos. Right now I'm just making slaw for our tacos. So I've got green onion and a Persian cucumber and some organic cabbage in there. Cute little cabbages they have at the farmer's market this morning. And that's what's in there. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I don't know guys, do you think that's enough for 3 of us to have salmon tacos? I think it might be enough. Okay, so now I'm going to move on. Hey Denise, how are you, girl? I'm going to move on to our salmon. So look at this. Hold on, I'm going to move this so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Over here. And I will put this up. Well, first let's make our rub. We're going to make some rub for our beautiful salmon. Like I said, Kat Jones, that owns Ventura Fresh Fish, she will have lots of salmon on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So if you're local and you want to make this delicious recipe, you can get your fish from her in Ventura Harbor and make this. yummy thing. Now I'm going to zest a lime into the bowl here. I'm going to make a rub for the salmon. And this looks so yummy. I'm going to use our taco seasoning that we made homemade the other day on the show. So if you're one of the recipients and winners of the taco seasoning, give you a recipe here to make it with, something different. I've heard through a reliable source that you need to stock up on meat, that the meat is going to be an issue in a couple weeks. So if you have a family to feed, you need to be stocking up on meat. And I don't know if that's true or not, but it's a reliable source. And if you want to stock up, you want to have meat in 2 weeks, you probably need to get some in your freezer. So my public service announcement of the day. Okay, so that is the zest of one lime in our little dish here. Then I'm going to use our taco seasoning here that we made, homemade, on the show. You can go back. All these videos are on our YouTube channel, Ventura Real Estate, and you can go on there and see them. And they're all titled, so you can see what we made in all these yummy things. So I'm going to put a teaspoon of our taco seasoning in here, and then I have a teaspoon of this chipotle pepper spice, I guess. I guess it's probably dried, right? Chipotle pepper. I'm going to put a teaspoon of this, but my teaspoon won't fit in there, so we're just going to do a heaping one of that. There we go. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That smells just like, you know, chipotle peppers in adobo that you buy in the can. Oh, it smells delicious. I hadn't even heard of such a thing, that it comes in chipotle chili form, but there it is. So now we're going to mix up our rub of the lime zest, our taco seasoning, and then the chipotle pepper dried here. And we're going to put that on our beautiful, wait till you see this beautiful piece of fish that I went to the fish store and got it. Let me get this out of the way here. I'm going to put a little bit of oil. I'm going to put this back in the fridge because we're not ready to cook it yet. But I'm going to put a little bit of oil in here. Rub that around. Oh yeah, hey, wait, I don't know, what salsa do you see, Hool, that you're looking at? Look at this piece of fish. Are you kidding me? It's like absolutely gorgeous. You see him? Hey Kelly, how are you? Well, I've got stuck on there, so I'm going to put him here in the pan. I think I'm going to trim him a little bit. I didn't look at him before while I was waiting for you guys, but I'm going to trim him a little bit on this side here and get a little bit of this white stuff off because it's right on the top. And get that off. I'm sure if I'd gotten this from Cat Jones, it would be absolutely perfect. So now I'm going to take our rub here that we just made. Make sure I've got everything in our rub that I need. The chili, the zest, the salt and pepper. Put a little salt and pepper in our rub here. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. This chipotle pepper stuff, wow, I'm going to have to think up some more recipes to make with that, because I love it, you know, in the cans and the adobo, but you will usually need one because it's so spicy. Most people can't handle it, you know, it gets too spicy if you're having company or something, so then you end up throwing the can away. You can always freeze it in little freezer bags, but then my freezer, you never know what's in there. It ends up being a science project when you try and find one chili in adobo that you want to use for something. Okay, so here's our rub. Now I would put a little lime juice on top of this if I was putting it in the oven right now, but I'm not. So actually I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil on top of the salmon so that our rub is going to stick to this beautiful little piece of heaven. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Yum! So this, I'm going to put this rub on here, and then I will put it back in the fridge till we're ready to have it. But if you were going to cook it right now, if I was going to cook it, I'm going to put it in a 425 degree oven for 12 to 15 minutes till it's just about done, and pull it out, and then it'll be ready to take apart and put in our tacos. Yum! So, rub. Oh my gosh, you guys, this smells like heaven. And that's it. I mean, this is going to have so much flavor by the time we cook this. And then, you know, that rub, once it gets crispy from getting roasted, it'll be yummy in our fish tacos. And then we have fish tacos that aren't fried, that are yummy, better for you, and crispy with our salmon. So then I found from the trainers at Orange Theory, my girls that I desperately miss them, they introduced me to these. These are extra thin corn tortillas. How cool are these? I didn't even know they existed. But you can have, you know, maybe 2 of these instead of 1 of a regular if you want to have 2 tacos. So these are extra thin yellow corn tortillas. They're kind of hard to find. They don't have them at the store all the time. I found these at Vaughn's, but I've seen them at Ralph's too. But note to self, extra thin corn tortillas. And then I also bought flour for the flour contingent. So I've got them. They're just regular, like fajita size tacos. So now I'm going to move on, and because this dill was so beautiful, I'm going to move our yummy fish back here. I have used so many beautiful fresh herbs through the course of this show, and they end up getting thrown away because I'm just busy and don't know what to do with them. So, but look at all this dill. It was so much. I'm like, what are we going to do? You know, let's dry it. Well, I've never dried my own herbs. Of course, they've dried out all on their own, but not necessarily on purpose that I was trying to reuse them. But we're going to try that right now, because there's a couple ways. When I was just printing out ways to dry herbs, because I've never done it, you can hang them upside down. And a neat tip and trick I thought was good, because the pictures all showed them tied, like with twine, all pretty, like a food stylist would do it. But the real tip was use a rubber band. I just have my rubber bands here. When you make your bunches, to hang them upside down, because when they dry, as they dry out, they get skinnier, you know, they lose their moisture, and the rubber band will hold them together because it will constrict, and you won't end up with dried herbs all over the place. So I thought that was a really good tip. So you can hang them upside down for 7 to 10 days. So you can put a lightweight brown paper bag around them or some muslin just to keep the dust and stuff off. It depends, and keep them out of the direct sunlight. So that's one way to do it. But look at all these ways. Rack drying, oven drying, hanging them upside down drying, leaving them out, you know, just out on a rack. But another way that was on here was microwave drying. So I thought, let's try that. So it said to lay a paper towel in the bottom of a microwave safe dish, and it takes a minute. So we're just going to try this. It says to pull the things off the leaves. So I'm just going to pull some off here, just because we're going to experiment this at the same time, since I did not pre-experiment this before you guys got here. Hey Christy, how are you? We are drying some dill on an experiment, because one of the ways you're supposed to dry dill is in the microwave. Have any of you guys tried this and dried fresh herbs in the microwave? Anyone? I don't know. Or dried herbs at all, because I never have. So we're experimenting together, because we have all these beautiful herbs here. Okay, my assistant here is going to microwave these for a minute, and we're going to see what happens, because that's all the directions said you had to do, was put them in a microwave safe dish, which I did. It's a glass pie plate, paper towel underneath, paper towel on top, and microwave them for a minute. So we're going to microwave them for a minute and see what happens, and see if we get dried dill, because look how much dill I could have. I'm going to try and hang them too, just because I never have, and see what happens. And see which way turns out better, the 1 minute in the microwave or the bunches. So we'll check that out. And then a couple other little tips and tricks for our taco dinner. My favorite chips, besides restaurant chips, are these Vaughn's chips that they make there in the stores, and they're yummy, they're the best. And then Ralph started to make them, but you know, they're just not as good. Vaughn's chips are the best. Warm them up a little bit in the oven when you're going to serve them, and they're killer. My other little tip, now I bought these beautiful, if Instagram can you see, these beautiful organic avocados, and they're perfect. The guy picked them for me, so we're going to dice these and put them on top of our tacos with a little bit of lime and our coleslaw. But when you are going to, in a hurry, Vaughn's chips, and then the Vaughn's spicy guacamole. is the best. If you need to take it to a party and you don't have time, you take this and then you get the pico de gallo that's already chopped in the refrigerator section at the grocery store. Mix it, this and that, in your own dish. Boom. A little bit of lime on top. Everyone will think you made it yourself. You don't have to fess up to the quick cheap. And then the spicy salsa from Vons is just the best. This homemade stuff. So those are my quick trick hacks for Mexican dinner. Okay, the plate is warm. So let's see. Oh my gosh. So these pretty much, and then it said to put it in for 30-second intervals once you do it once. But these feel pretty dang dry. I mean, just in 1 minute. So I'm totally impressed by that method. And then you store these in a dish or in a glass jar. If the glass jar is clear, it said make sure you keep them in a dark place because they'll lose their color. So I guess a better way is to find a jar that's maybe not glass, not see-through. But anyway, that's amazing. These are totally dry and they were in the microwave for 1 minute. So there's my first try on drying herbs. But there's the little thing you guys can try if you're growing herbs in your spring garden. If you have a COVID garden that you have planted that is going to be springing up a bunch of herbs, there's your hack to get them dried. And then you have them in the winter. You'll have all your nice homemade herbs. Yeah, that said my sister lives in Houston, so it says in the article that if you live in a humid place, it's harder to dry herbs. But even you can dry them in the microwave. Worked great and quick. So we do have a special shout out, birthday shout out today to Catherine Vieira. Catherine Vieira, happy birthday to you. She has been at home with her shelter in place with 3 babies. Count them, 3. Oldest one, I think, is just turning 5. So they are young kids, and the poor thing is exhausted. She has an infant, and she's tired. So happy birthday to you, girl. I hope it can be about you at some point today. But this season, enjoy this tired season that you're in. And so happy birthday to you. And then for our giveaway today, I'm going to give away, I have a couple more jars of taco seasoning that we made, special, yummy, homemade. And then you can make these salmon tacos next week. Go get your salmon from Kat at Ventura Fresh Fish and make your salmon tacos. And let's see who our winners are today. If you have liked or commented on any of these cooking videos in our series, you are in the bowl. So let's see who's winning today. Let's see. Hey Terry, how are you, girl? It's your birthday coming up too, I hear. Little birdie told me. It's Terry's birthday coming up. Winner is, oh my God, Terry Anderson. I just pulled your name out and it's your birthday. How cool is that? Taco seasoning for you, girl. It's your lucky day. It must be your birthday week. You go, girl. That's so cool. How funny is that? Talking about you and pull your name out. Awesome. Second winner of our homemade taco seasoning today is Tammy Boyer. Taco seasoning for you, girl. She is a baker and she has a cookie love like I have a cookie love. So we speak to each other in cookie love. She dropped off cupcakes homemade to my doorstep early on in our shelter in place before we realized that the COVID-19 was really about pounds. But anyway, she's awesome too. So it is, I know, Terry, how cool is that? We love you guys. I don't know what our new regular schedule will be, but today's inspiration was brought to you by the farmer's market. And we just thought we would share our salmon tacos with you. I'm going to put the coleslaw back in the oven. Put the coleslaw back in the fridge till we're ready and it'll soften up. And then the salmon is ready to go in the oven at 425. And then when I assemble them, I will take a tortilla, salmon, I'm going to use fresh avocado, tomato, I've got fresh jalapeno, and put the avocado, the salmon, the slaw, a little lime on there, some salsa on there, fresh jalapeno on there, and boom, we got roasted salmon tacos. So that's what we'll be having for dinner. So I wish you guys could all come over and have them with us because it's going to be yummy. And you can make your own next week. I'll post a recipe on our YouTube channel, Ventura Real Estate. I'll also post it here on Facebook so you can make your own mix and make your own roasted salmon tacos. So thanks you guys for watching. We love you guys. This has been so much fun, and we appreciate you being here with us with no notice, and we will see you soon. All our love.